Hello, welcome to Fibro Warrior, My New Normal. I'm MJ Aragon, and I'm here with my producers, Jojo Myricks and Tony Jefferies.
Hey.
And Christy Ortiz is here today. Yay!
Hey.
Today is number 20, and we've also hit just over 300 people on our Facebook page, so I'm pretty excited about that. And I completed blog number 10 on Thursday, so all that in 5 months. I'm pretty excited. So we kind of celebrated today. I made dinner for everybody. I made a chicken, shrimp, mango, red curry. It was delish. And today we also have guests. We have my love, Bill Jubran, back, and then Christy's hubby, Gabriel Ortiz. So thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome.
Thanks for giving me a choice.
You had no choice, darling, no choice. I gave you a choice, and then you tried to give me a hard time, so now you have no choice.
Well, you bribed me with a dinner tonight.
Yes,
so.
yes.
All right.
I had to bribe everybody with dinner.
Yes. A good dinner.
Thank you, thank you. So today I wanted to read my blog I wrote on Thursday, and it's called Are You Lonely? Oh, it's not too long. Are you lonely right now? Do you experience this feeling even while amongst many in an overly congested venue? I too have known this loneliness. Quite well, in fact. It's a very distinct sensation, as if you're standing still in time while everything within your eyesight is moving quickly, forward, fearless, and without you. The connection is no longer relevant. Your body feels as though it could just disintegrate into mist, vibrating throughout the air, and no one would notice. It's almost freeing. There's no consequences, no expectations, no disappointments. It's just you and the faint sound of a heartbeat, your heartbeat. The once overwhelming noise of endless conversations, laughter, music, have all faded into nothingness. It's so incredibly peaceful, even if just for a mere moment. Then someone touches your arm or speaks your name, and you're quickly snapped back into reality. Once more, a reminder of how you wish you were, literally, anywhere else but here. This loneliness can be so comfortable. It becomes toxic. You find yourself spending more time with your four walls, your bed, and your regrets. The isolation will then begin to break you down, erasing any remnants of who you once were. Its ultimate goal is to dispose of you. It's now drawing you ever more near, enticing you, enveloping every ounce of your consciousness until you no longer care to breathe. Please do not allow this vortex of darkness to diminish the life that's still inside of you. Fight it loudly and with every bit of strength you have yet within you. You do not have to feel alone anymore. There are others out there feeling invisible, much like our illness appears to others. No longer shall you feel the need to be secluded. Give us your hand, and we will grasp it, gently yet securely. More and more, we are freeing ourselves from these shackles, once veiled by shadows, which manifested through doubts cast upon us by others, hence encroaching on our very own minds. Now we may see the sun begin to shine. At first, it just peeks in, slowly inching the darkness over, much like a younger sibling, wanting nothing more than to have the whole seat to themselves, and if they're persistent enough, eventually they'll have it, inch by inch by inch. And why should we allow the sun to reign? Because our once unknown illness has now stepped into the light and became known. Because our fight is no longer a group of one against many. Because we are ready to be heard and create awareness. Because what we have is, indeed, very real. Here you will feel welcomed, understood, and loved. We are your sisters, your brothers, your Fibro family. Reach out to us and we will receive you with open arms. You are no longer alone. You are now amongst an army of many. We are warriors bearing a veritable rainbow of ribbons, and we hear you. Love y'all, MJ. So that was number 10, and I posted that on Thursday. What do you guys think? Do you like that one?
It's very good.
Nice.
Yeah, that's very powerful.
What inspired you to write that?
Well, this is number 20, and there's people that are very, loyal, I guess would be the right word, who read every blog and follow every podcast. And I want more people to realize that the reason that we're here, the reason that we're doing this is to help others, that we're here for you. So I wanted people to know that even though you feel lonely, because I've been there, I understand what that feels like, that you don't have to feel that way anymore. Like, we're here. Like, come to our page and watch our podcast and realize that these things that you're experiencing are not just you. It's not in your head. It's not what other people are saying. You are feeling something that's real. And we are here, and we're going to help support you. All of us are dealing with this, and what I meant by the many different ribbons, because we all have other things
Exactly.
like lupus and RA and the migraines and all the other diseases and things that come along with it. It's all inclusive, so that's what that point was made. So I'm just letting people know, like, reach out to us. Like, we're here. If you need someone to talk to, give me a message. But basically just come and listen.
Yes.
and learn and know that you're experiencing these things that you're probably thinking, is there something wrong with me? Am I imagining this? The doctors can't find anything, because I was there. I remember what that felt like to go to the doctors over and over again, and them to look at you like, I don't see anything, and so because they didn't see anything, after a while I just stopped going, because it made me feel bad. It made me feel like I was a hypochondriac or something, So I know others out there are feeling that way, who still are hiding, in the room to themselves, not telling anybody because they don't feel like they can. So that's what that was about. So anyway, I get these things that spark something, and then it just comes out of me. I can't even begin
that's
to
awesome.
explain. It just comes from somewhere, and I just write it down. And
That's amazing. And that's how, when I was listening to it, that's what I felt. So I was just wondering.
Awesome. Awesome, that's what it meant to. So as you guys remember, I had Bill on here for number 6, and my love, and we was talking about things with fibromyalgia, and what we've gone throughout the time from when I discovered, before I knew what was wrong, and then discovered what it was, and now how I am now. And tell everybody, like, since I've been doing this podcast and blog and stuff, like, what would you say you see in me?
Well, this podcast has helped you in a lot of ways, because you're helping others. I see the messages that you've gotten, and they're priceless. People are just people who have tons of friends and tons of family, but they reach out to a stranger. They reach out to you because you know what it feels like, So you're helping them. And what you're doing, you've done 20 podcasts, okay? And anyone can do 20 podcasts, but yours has substance.
Exactly.
Yours has something. You're almost like a pioneer in this. You're helping people. I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I do stand-up comedy. Okay, I've seen comedians with so many stupid ideas, and they have their podcasts for this and that. So many stupid things. Yours is you're helping people. You're doing such I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
And it's, like I said, it's helped you out a lot. You're focused. When you're when your mind is occupied and you spend all kinds of time with this, you're researching, you're answering messages all day, every day. Okay, and that's helping you focus on something rather than your pain, rather than everything else. You lay in bed without anything to focus on, that just festers. That just makes it a lot worse for you.
True.
So I'm glad you have something else. Even if it wasn't this, I'm glad you have something to focus on.
Right. Right.
So your life has gotten better in the last 20 weeks.
Which has, I think, helped with us too, because you don't worry about me as much, because I know he used to worry about me, like, especially when he was driving so far and he's gone all day. I know he worried. He didn't say it, but I know he was worried about me, because I struggle with depression quite frequently, especially before this. So I know he worried about me. I know that you don't have to worry about me so much now, because I have something to focus on and something to keep me motivated, and so I know that you don't worry about that. And I have to say, I'm lucky, and so is Christy with Gabriel, to have a spouse that's very supportive and understands, maybe doesn't get every single thing that we're handling, but understands enough to know that when we tell you something's up, that you believe that what we're telling you. It's not like we have to tell you something and you're like, oh, that again, or that you don't care. Like, our spouses really care.
Yes.
So we're lucky in that. What would you say about, when Christy comes home from doing a podcast, what would you say? Do you see? Because to me, what I see is like what I feel energized, kind of happy that we did it. Do you notice that?
Oh, most definitely. I notice that she comes home with like a different mindset.
Yeah.
Like Bill mentioned, it gives her something to focus on, something to kind of take her mind off the pain and discomfort.
Yeah.
You know,
She's in a little bit of pain today. Her
yes,
shoulder's hurting her,
unfortunately. It's
Sorry,
been a rough few weeks.
No, no,
I'm
I just
zoning.
know.
I'm listening. I'm zoning out
No,
too.
you're fine.
Well, I think it was our third or fourth podcast when Gabriel joined us. I don't
Yeah,
remember
he
which
was
one.
hanging out with us over
And
here.
I remember when we left, he's like, you know what, honey? He's like, you know, this is awesome. MJ's doing this. You know, she's helping others, but she's also helping her. You know, it's therapy too.
Right.
And I'm really proud of you because you know, he's like, you know, you shine. You're so happy because you know we're givers and we're helpers.
That's why I
And,
picked you.
yes,
That's why I picked you. I
yes.
just from our interaction on Facebook and really finally meeting it like a year after we've
I
been
know,
talking,
right?
you know, and we just hit it off right away. And like I mentioned before, you know, when I decided, I sat down one day and decided I wanted to do this, and you and the guys were like popped in my head right away. And because of our interaction, not just because they did a podcast,
Yes.
and you know, but just knowing, like meeting them, and you know, when you meet people, you just instantly like some people. Some people you instantly dislike, and some people are just like, whatever, you know, one way or the other. You see them again,
Yeah.
you see them again.
Well,
you
I was
know.
honored. I was so honored, and you know, I feel horrible, but you understand
Right.
with you know chronic illness, we have our good days and we have our bad
Absolutely.
days, and so
Absolutely.
I appreciate you still including me.
Of course,
and,
and you know, I'm just a little FYI. So she has a lot going on. She still has kids at home and stuff, and her hubby, you know, being out of work and stuff. I know she's got a lot of doctor's appointments, things going, and she's constantly apologizing. I'm so sorry, I'm not here. You know, it's important to me that she knows
I
that it's
know.
fine. And she even made a comment like, oh, you can find someone else. Okay, first of all, that's not going to happen. I picked you for a reason. And when you can make it, you can make it. And if you can't, you
Thank
can't.
you.
And I'm fine with that because I love you and I
Thank
want you
you.
to be
I appreciate
included in this
that.
for
Thank
as
you.
long as we do this. So.
Thank you. And it's funny because apologizing, we actually mentioned that a few podcasts back. So I'm going, that's one of the reasons why, you know, I'm not here as much. I'm actually going to San Diego to Sharp Rehab. And I also see a, you know, therapist and all that for fibro down
Right.
there. And I'm supposed to be working on not apologizing as much.
The guys-
And I was, that's what, exactly. And I'm like, well, actually, there's a podcast that, and we started talking about that. She's like, Christy, next time you come, please don't apologize as much. I'm like, what am I supposed to say? You know,
Right.
it's hard. It's so hard. So thank
It
you.
is.
Thank you so much for
course.
including
Of course.
me.
I was happy when you said you were bringing Gabriel. I was like,
Yeah.
that's awesome. We were supposed to have, my good friend Diane was supposed to come, Schwitala. She was actually on a previous podcast as well, number 4, I want to say. But she's sick. So I'm sorry she can't be here. But she you know, apologized.
yes.
And was like, so she felt so bad she couldn't come, but she's just not really
We
feeling
miss
well.
you,
so.
Diana.
So yes. So I'm really happy, not just because you came to support her, but I'm glad that you're joining us today on the podcast since
Thank
we didn't
you.
have Diane. So
Thank you for having me.
yes, it's
Yes.
a pleasure.
He just enjoyed the dinner.
Oh yeah, dinner is great.
I'm sorry, Gabriel.
And the
I
company.
gotta cut you guys off a little bit. Has anyone ever told you sound like Adam Carolla?
You know what? Nobody has, and it sounds weird hearing my
Hearing
own
yourself.
voice.
You
but
hear that, guys?
Adam Carolla, that's so funny.
Yeah.
You sound like Death from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
You ever see
wow.
that?
Take that as a
Well, that's the
compliment.
character he does. Yeah.
Yeah, the character is Death.
Yeah.
Grim
That's
Reaper. I
so
mean, I don't mean
funny.
like you sound like Death.
Yeah, when you said, I know.
I'm like, wow.
He's a character.
I know I look like death, but now I sound like it. Just kidding.
You know
That's
what's
so
interesting?
funny.
What's that?
You know what's interesting?
What?
I first learned about podcasts. The first podcast I heard about was the Adam Carolla's podcast.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Adam put me on. He was like, when we was at work, he'd be like, yo, I'm listening to Adam Carolla's podcast. I'd be
Right.
like, yo, what's a podcast?
Dude, we used to listen to that all the time.
really?
Yes.
You want to know what else is funny that you bring that up? So after we started doing this podcast, Family Guy and American Dad, I think, or no, Family Guy and Simpsons both made an episode talking about podcasts.
Podcast. Oh my
Really?
goodness.
Oh, wow.
I was like,
So
what are the
What
odds?
are, what are the
Right? 'Cause
chances?
podcasts have been around for a while.
Yeah.
The Simpsons, they predict the future.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that
But
show.
podcasts
They-
have
Right?
been
Have you
around for a
seen
little
that?
while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what's up with that, man. It's
Yeah.
weird. Like, I don't know what's going on.
But I just found it interesting because podcasts have been around. People have been doing it for a
Yes.
while. This isn't a new thing.
Right.
So the fact that we had just started doing this in that very same month that they had, I was like, oh, that's really cool.
You know what, though? To be honest, I don't know if there's other fibro podcasts out there, though.
I don't think there is. I think that
That's
we
why
are
I said I think she's like a
pioneering it.
pioneer.
Yeah, you
So
are
she's
a
doing something
pioneer,
that-
girlfriend. Yes.
And what
Trailblazing.
the awesome thing was that when I asked you guys, like, I literally got everything done and asked you guys and got answers back in 3 hours. And everybody was so excited. All of you answered with excitement, like, yeah, we're in this.
And you
know?
were so excited,
I
seeing
was.
you so
I was.
happy.
I was.
You know, this is your baby.
And Tony was
baby.
like, Tony was like, we've done these for a while. Like, don't get too ahead of yourself. Don't get too excited because what if he doesn't?
Yes.
I'm like, you're right. But because I was just like, I could see, I was like talking about the future stuff, and he
Yes.
was like, I can see that too, but let's, don't get too
But then-
excited because then you're gonna be disappointed.
And then you made it to 5, and then 10, and then 15, and now
and then
20.
And then I think when we did 14, the guys were like, we haven't done this many with anybody before, So I was like, oh,
That's
awesome.
so awesome. And 300 followers?
Yeah, we have just over 300 followers right now.
So
on
awesome.
Facebook.
I noticed
I
that.
actually I was so busy today getting ready and making dinner. I actually wanted to go in there because I always think when we hit a milestone, we hit 100. we
Yes,
hit 200.
yes.
So I got to get on there tonight before midnight, hopefully.
Yes.
And get on there and thank everybody for following us and everything because it's so cool. We're growing slowly, but you know what? It's everybody liking it, and the messages that I do get are wonderful. And there's some people, like I said, that are waiting for these podcasts to come out, So even when I've been sick, I've been trying to catch up because I don't want to leave them waiting for that week with nothing, because I know that there's people actually waiting to hear it. And there's people actually waiting to read the blog, I've read every one. And there's people and Kim Johnson's one of the people that has gone
Yes.
there. She's like, yep, I've read every blog, I've watched every podcast, and more than once. She'll listen to them, and then when we put up the YouTube one, she'll watch the YouTube one as well.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, it's awesome.
That's
She has-
Super
she has
fan.
favorite ones. I have another friend, Blake. She'll watch some more than once. Like her favorite was actually number 11. When we did the really emotional one, that one was her
Oh,
favorite.
yes.
Yeah, she really liked number 11.
Yes,
she
that
liked
was-
the emotion. She liked that, how raw it was. She really liked that one a lot.
And at first, we were a little worried, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, we were worried maybe
but,
just too.
everyone, we're real. They, they want to hear us happy, sad,
Right.
hear about our struggles.
Absolutely.
Does she have fibro too?
Yes, Blake does.
Blake
Yeah,
has fibro?
yeah. That's one reason why we connected so much, because she knows that because she doesn't really have anyone to talk to. So
Right.
not anyone that she really talks to about it, I guess. And so
I think she has something else too.
I think she might. Does she have RA as well? She might have some. I don't want to say because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But she does have something else. Probably I just can't recall what it was. We all seem. Everyone that has fibro seems to have some kind of connecting
Yes.
illness to it. So
Yeah.
I know she has her bad days where
Yeah.
she wouldn't hear from her in a
Well,
while.
I actually reached out to her before the show. I had just reached out to her like a day or two before that because I hadn't seen her or heard from her in a while, and so I was concerned because I know she's like me when I'm depressed, which is the worst thing for us to do. Don't do that. Don't be me. Don't follow what I do. Is I will cut myself off from everything. I don't want to talk to anybody. I kind of seclude myself. It's such a bad thing for us to do, but
Everyone
that's what
does that.
I
That's-
tend to
that's
do.
the scary thing. When someone
Yeah.
doesn't answer a text or a call and you don't
Yeah.
hear from them for a while, they don't Facebook for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, hey, they haven't been on
That's
Facebook
why I
in
reached
3
out
days.
to her. Yeah,
You know.
she hadn't been on there in weeks, and I
Yeah,
was like,
so-
I haven't heard, because we were talking about hanging out. She was going to come over and hang out when you're at work one day, So
Yeah.
we spent some time together, and then I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. And then I didn't hear from her, and I'm like, so time can pass. I'm like, she's probably just busy. And then as a few weeks, I think it was 3 weeks later, I'm like, okay, are you doing okay? Like, I just reached out to see if she was all right, and she's like, oh, I was kind of, doing that thing,
And I
hanging
think
out.
you know certain friends when you're close to them, and also too when you have friends that have chronic illness, fibro,
Right.
lupus, whatever,
Right.
you know what they're going through.
Right.
I actually have a girlfriend who has lupus and fibro, separate
Right.
things, and we usually kind of ping pong game. We go back and forth, like, okay, how you feeling today, girl? Blah 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 blah. Well, I didn't hear from her for a
Right.
couple days, so reached out to her, and she's like, yeah, I'm okay. And so I messaged her back. I'm like, no, you're not okay.
Yeah.
I'm all, don't try
Yeah.
to fool me, ha
Yeah.
ha ha.
Yeah.
And she's like, I knew you were gonna say that,
Right.
And then all of a sudden she tells me all these things that
Right.
are going on, and
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay. We feel comfortable with each other
Yeah.
to be able to share things, but sometimes we need our personal space, and obviously we want to be careful about with depression.
Yes.
But sometimes we just need a couple down days to recharge our batteries, and
There's some
back.
days when I feel guilty because I'm adminning another page, Dear Fibromyalgia, another page I love, and I talk about it because it's a question answer kind of group,
Great
so you have
page.
you have things to talk about, because our Facebook page is more about the podcast and just a hub for everything. It's not so much a question answer, so it's open. I didn't close it for that reason. So there's a lot of things that people would want to talk about that they'd probably just message me about instead of speaking about it on the page because it's personal and they don't want the people to see it. Where on the Dear Fibromyalgia Q&A, it's a private page. So if you want to join that page, it will take some time because I think we're a little backed up with allowing people in because we have to go through and make sure they're not fake.
Yes.
You know, they're not fake or someone just trying to get in there and give us a hard time. Because
Yes.
believe it or not, there's people out there that purposely go on groups just to be hurtful to people. Someone happened to do that recently on another friend's page. And they, you know, basically came in there pretending there was something else, and then were belittling other people and berating other people about their illness and how they're full of it, and they got kicked off right away. But it's just, you have to be careful. And so, yeah, there's a lot of people waiting to get on the page, but it's a good page, so if you have the patience and you want to check it out, Dear Fibromyalgia Q&A is a good page to be on. And, you know, we try to be on there as much as you can. It's unfortunate, though, because all of us, you know, we have fibro and other things going on, so a lot of us aren't there all the time. Some of us have our good days and they're on there all the time. But me, I'm not on there as much as I'd like to be, and I feel guilty for that, you know, because I want to get on there and help. So
Don't say sorry.
I have said sorry. I have said sorry. But, you know, because I get on there and I'm like, when I do have good days, I try to catch up as much as I can. But now that our pages come along, I've been more busy with that.
Yes.
Where in the beginning, she was supposed to add me like 3 or 4 weeks, like way before she did. And if she had added me then, I would have been able to be on there. But by the time she got to me, our page had actually grown up a little bit. And so I was so busy, I'm like, I don't really have time for this as much as I like to. So I'm constantly feeling, you know, a little bit guilty, like I can't really be on here.
You are handling it all very well. And by the way, I love your hair.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah, I just did
so
it.
cute.
Because I had lightened it up because it was really, I had it real dark all the time. And as much as I like it that way, it's a lot of work. So I had rinsed it out and kind of just let it lighten up, and it was like a really, like a hot pink, like pink kind of color. So I wanted to do the ombre like I had done it once before. So today I actually did this really quick. I was surprised at how well it worked. I didn't mix as much conditioner this time, and I put it in my ends first and then worked it up, and then a lighter color on top. Put it in and literally rinsed it right back out, and it came out like this. So I'm pretty thrilled. It was
cute.
I literally spent a half an hour, where usually I'm spending like 3 hours on it.
Yes.
So I was happy about that. I was kind of concerned. I'm like, I hope it comes out okay.
Yes, and you have your beautiful fibro bracelet
Yes,
on.
yes. We've talked about that before.
Yes.
Disabled and momming it.
Yes.
She has I'll share it again. I meant to do it the other day and I got sidetracked. But she has bracelets and T-shirts and stuff like that. So
Wonderful quality,
and Tony
too.
sent me. Yes, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Tony sent me a link, and I totally forgot about it because I came across it before. You and I think, had looked at it. It was tennis shoes that had lupus on it.
Yes.
They actually have fibromyalgia ones.
Oh,
And I
cool.
forgot to mention it, and then he reminded me. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. They
You
have
know-
all white and then white with black on the bottom. You're gonna
You know
say-
what would be awesome? Next year,
Mm-hmm.
maybe if we have the energy to do like a fibro walk or
Right.
the lupus walk.
Yeah, we
to
talked
get those
about that.
shoes.
I don't see. That's the thing. Like, it would have to be such a short walk,
I know,
though, because not
I
a lot of
know.
us don't have energy. Because he was even talking about
Yeah.
Jojo had mentioned us doing like a painting thing and you know, wine and painting, and I'm like, it's a great idea, but we have to still consider a lot of us can't sit
Yes,
for too long to do
that's
that.
true.
So I'm like, and a lot of us don't
I'm
have money.
I'm shifting
Right,
around as
right.
you notice. I'm like,
I see a lot of jokes come out of this.
and a lot of
Through the Fibro Walk
And a
across
lot of-
the street.
right to Starbucks.
wow.
Fibro walk to Starbucks for energy.
Yes. I always
love
say laughter is the best medicine, and that was a good one. Thank you.
He definitely gives
Yes,
me a lot.
keeps you going.
So yeah, so we talked about that. You know, the whole money issue is also a thing. So I mean, we've talked about it. In fact, you said you had some ideas. We can
Yes.
actually talk about that a little bit. As far as doing a fundraiser, I had reached out to a foundation, but there's so many things and lots of rules and stuff, which I completely understand. But right now, this is so much. This is more. This is enough. Like my jar is full. Like, I don't think I could fit too many more grains of sand in there. And so when they had all these things, and it was kind of overwhelming for me. So I really wanted to do it and donate to them, but because if we were supposed to use their name, they wanted things done in a certain way.
Yes.
So I kind of told them, you know, we'll get back to you. So what I think I would like to do, because I think the pressure will be a little less on me about getting this done and doing it well, is that we keep it simple and do a fundraiser for our page, and then we can set some money aside that I can just donate that to them directly, and then we can use some of those funds to help with the upgrades that these guys have come out of their pockets. Tony
Oh my
especially
gosh,
has
yes.
upgraded a lot of things since you've been here last.
Yes.
He's paying for all these things. So what I really want to do is to give back, you know, give them money back for all these things that they're buying and trying to do, and put some money towards the page itself, because to promote the page costs a little money. So I'm spending about $20 every 10 days. And sometimes I'll skip a few days because I'm still getting steady likes in. But about $20 every 2 weeks I'm spending to promote the page, which is getting me upwards to, I think the last 10 days was like 27 likes, which isn't too bad. I would like to put some money towards promoting that, a little bit more money, so we will reach a larger amount of people, because the more you pay, the more, of course, the more
Exactly,
people they
yes.
put it out to. And so once that happens and we have enough followers, then we can find someone who will, I always forget the right word. Sponsor. I wanted to say support. Sponsor, yes, that will sponsor us. Like I had mentioned before, I reached out to Manic Panic, but our numbers were just so low. I
Yes.
can understand. I was hoping some response, but they didn't respond at all, because they probably thought, they're probably not going to last. You know what I mean? Because we were so tiny. There wasn't very many people. So I think that if we do this,
We're growing fast, so
Yes.
just watch out.
yes.
So what's the goal for,
Well, the goal as far as what we want to do, or how many people are,
how many people you need in order for some of these larger,
I think we had to have 25 or 50. There's two different, someone else offered their restaurant, I think it had to be 25. But the restaurant thing, too many people were having to spend money on the food, which wasn't going to go towards, and we would only got 10% out of how much was ever spent. And I'm like, and Tony and I had actually talked about it a little bit, and I'm like, it seems like a lot, the money that we're trying to get people to donate, it seems like a big chunk of it is just going towards
Exactly.
having dinner, and I'm like, that kind of defeats the purpose. So
Right.
I was thinking something more light, not a dinner thing, but a comedy. I talked to Bill about this,
Oh,
mentioned maybe
yes,
him
that's
doing a comedy and grabbing a couple guys, or even if he can't be there, he would find a couple people who could. So we have a little comedy show, and then on the side, I think I sent the messaging. I don't know if you saw it, the little bracelets with our page name on it, Fibro Warrior, my new
No,
normal.
I didn't see
The rubber
that
bracelets
message.
are on the message. If you could look
Oh,
through
okay.
Messenger, you may have just missed it because you
Okay.
have so much going on.
Yes.
So I sent it to you guys, and they're just the rubber, kind of like the yellow one
Yes.
for what's his name. They're like that, and then it says Fibro Warrior, my new normal on
Okay.
it, with the purple ribbon.
So that's for the fundraiser, and I think you were wondering too, as far as
how
like
many
a company
followers, right,
Yeah.
in order for a company to sponsor you?
I don't know. I'm assuming we have to be in the thousands before they would consider us being
Okay.
serious, because right now we're not even into the thousands.
Exactly.
So
Most, from what I've researched,
Uh-huh.
it's about 15 to 2,500.
yeah.
So,
So
That's
that
a
way-
nice goal to
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
set.
and it's only been 5 months.
Yeah.
So,
So,
we're
and
doing
this is
good.
just, and I wasn't promoting it the whole time. I only started promoting it the
Yes.
last couple months.
Yes.
And like I said, we don't have a lot of money, so I'm just putting very little into it to get these people to like it.
Well,
And
you know
so,
how you do the comedy show.
Yeah.
thing. So I can get comedians who'll do it for free
Right.
for any, for any charity or whatever.
Right.
So that's not an issue.
right. So
Just a venue,
Yeah.
I can get
So-
a venue too, so.
Can you? Because
Yeah.
I actually mentioned to Diane, but it's kind of expensive. She told me she wants to see if her boss would be into sponsoring it, but she hasn't got back to me.
Yes.
She probably forgot. Like we always forget everything. So I didn't want to give her a hard time. I'll ask her about it again. But she liked the idea, and she goes, "Oh, well, I would like to see if we'd even sponsor it, because it's kind of expensive." She goes, "Let me see if I can get you a discount, or if we can at least sponsor it, or let's see what happens." So if we can't get that venue, hopefully Bill can come across with something. Maybe, but that's kind of out of the way. I don't know how many people, because I know there's some people here that follow, but I don't know how many are from that area. But we'll figure it out, because I was thinking maybe even the tavern place, if it came down to it.
Yeah.
So
Well, we have so many local businesses, and you
Yeah.
know, we support them; they
Right.
support us.
Right.
So I'm sure.
But it's hard to find some place that's really willing to just say, "Oh, here," you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they usually want something out of it. So I have to take in consideration, is the goal of what they want
Exactly.
going to cut in too much to the goal of what we're trying to accomplish, and especially if we can only have a certain amount of people.
Exactly.
So I would hope to have more than 25, but if that's all we get, you know what I mean? So being that a lot of people following us are from all over the place now,
Yes.
not all from this area, the situation at hand is, okay, how many people that actually have fibro or anything connected to it can come, and how many people would come just to help support it, not because they have it. So you know, because not everyone that comes is going to have it. Some people are just going to have a family member that has it, or have, you know, have friends.
Exactly.
Or maybe they just want to be helpful, because some people just want to come out and help, which is amazing. when
And there's
people do
so
that.
many ways to raise money, you know,
Yeah.
not necessarily like a GoFund, but
Right.
there's several other different things. So yeah, we'll have to sit down, have a little powwow and
I
different
know,
ideas.
I know a couple people that bake, so we could have them bake some baked goods that we could sell, you know, things like that, so that, you know, people can come enjoy the show. We'll offer them something to drink. We'll come out of our pocket and buy water and whatever, you know, and just so people have things to drink, they can buy the baked goods and, you know, enjoy a show, and maybe even do a raffle or something, you know, something along those lines. If we get people to donate some items or gift cards or something, you know, just it doesn't have to be a big
Great.
raffle. It doesn't have to be big items. It could be small things. Just something to get people to, you know, here, spend a couple dollars
That's
on a
true.
ticket, and you know. that's
Local friends, if you're
Yeah.
listening and you have ideas, please let us know.
Yes, I actually reached out on the page. A couple people have said something, but it's not. I didn't get too much response for it. But it's. I think I asked if anybody had any experience in it,
Exactly.
because the most experience I had is just with Bill doing his fundraiser. But those are more. They were at a venue. They were a comedy show place, so it was easy to
Exactly.
get people to come place established. We still have to find the venue and
Exactly.
You know, so
I had
it's
a
little
question. Sorry, it just popped in my mind. So we are at around 300.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you want to be in 3 months?
In
As
3
far as,
months?
like, yeah.
Well, in 3 months, I'm hoping that we can have the fundraiser. Take me a second to come up with that. The fundraiser within that time, and hopefully I will be able to put a decent amount of money towards promoting the page, and we
Okay.
will get more likes. So, I would like to be 800 to 1,000.
Nice.
I would hope.
Nice.
If once we get that page
Once
promoted,
you
that we
get a
should be able to get.
snowball, it'll start to snowball.
Well, it already is.
Getting started
Exactly.
is the hard part.
It
Yes.
already is, because since when I first began promoting it, I've looked at the numbers,
Yes.
and each time I do it, I'm getting a few
Yes.
more extra likes than before. And even when I haven't promoted it for a few days, I'm still getting more likes. So that it already is kind
Exactly.
of snowballing a little bit, which is really cool.
I think it's wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
it's awesome. I'm really thrilled, and I'm not on there enough. I have so much going on. I want to thank each individual person, but
Yes.
I can't do that, you know? So I don't want to just only welcome certain people. So I'm like, you know what? If I do that, I have to do it for everybody. I can't, I'm not that kind of person. I get, oh, I'm going to do it for you and not for someone else.
Yes.
So I haven't been doing that because of that. And that's the only reason I want to do it. I want to welcome everybody because I appreciate you so much, but it's a little more extra time consuming, and I'm already kind of, like I said, I'm kind of tapped out. My jar is pretty full right now.
Oh, I know how that
And,
is.
You know, so
Yes.
adding any little extra thing is a little bit overwhelming for me. So,
Right.
you know, don't think because I didn't individually thank you that I don't appreciate you, because I do, every single one of you, and I'm so thankful that you listen to our podcast and read the blogs and the vlog. I have to catch up on that. I'm falling a little bit behind in that. I actually, I'm gonna do it kind of personal. I videotaped our grounds, like where we live. Like, this is where I live, kind of like a get to know me kind of thing.
Awesome.
So I videotape where I live, and I basically live in my room, and where I get my makeup, and you know, the outside and everything, and then I'm just gonna talk about things, you know, what we've accomplished so far, and then talk about me just a little bit. And so it'll be a little bit longer than the other ones because I have to catch up for 2 months. But I wanted this one to be a little more interesting instead of just me.
What do you
this
have to
is what we
say,
did.
Jojo? Don't fall asleep over
I'm
here.
not falling asleep.
Wake up.
He's
I'm
been
in that
taking your place lately.
Well, the Red Bull's like kicking in, and then the fatigue. We ate.
Yes.
It
Yes.
was delicious. Thank you again.
Thank
so
you.
all that is happening.
Yes.
And then I'm looking at you know, I get weird about the computer now.
He's
looking
sometimes
at
he's
it.
so focused on this.
Yes.
Yeah, because
He's very serious.
I did. There's something I did. I kind of messed up, but we're good. But I'm just checking to make sure. I'm checking to make sure we're
Don't tell
good.
me you messed up during the show. Tell me
Well, yeah, that's what I would usually do, but because she put me on the spot. She put me on the spot, man. So I
Something
gotta
we-
let y'all
You guys
know.
asked him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm super like focused, man.
No,
You know,
that's
so I'm like,
awesome.
I'm over here in my own little world, like.
How
And the
about
Red
you?
Bulls got me all weird.
Right.
No, I'm feeling you. I'm tired tonight too.
Yeah, and it's
I
like
think it was the heat.
Then yeah.
How about you, Tony? How you doing?
He likes being behind the scenes now. He's enjoying being behind the camera.
Have you guys talked much about depression on your podcast? I know you mentioned
Oh,
it.
yes.
No, I've talked about
Yes,
it probably
a lot.
most often
Yeah.
because it's because it's something that's very significant in my life.
Close,
I have
yes.
I've spoken
Right.
on it quite a few times, and because it's the reason that a lot of us don't make it.
Yeah.
because depression gets so bad. And that's why I talk about it so often, because there's a lot of us who have depression, and some of us worse than others. And if we're not reminded constantly about how important that we are to somebody, at least one person,
But what
then
about-
you start to feel like you don't need to be here, and I don't want that to happen because I've been there.
I mean, what about deciphering that? What if, I mean, like, to tell, you know, to see if someone that you know has depression, signs of it.
We did mention
yeah.
that on
Yeah,
one
how
of
do you
the-
determine
Yeah.
that somebody
Actually,
has?
that was when we did 11 or 10,
Yes,
maybe. I think
yes,
10 or 11. We
yes.
talked about that actually.
And
Yeah.
because that's really important. Like I said,
is.
one of the telltale signs was, you know, if you don't hear from them for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yes.
Someone doesn't post anything on Facebook
Yeah.
for 3 straight days, they're keeping to
Yeah,
themselves.
something's
especially
up.
if they post
Well,
every single day.
I was just gonna say,
Exactly.
for someone who posts every day,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so I think it'd be a good idea if you know someone that might suffer from depression.
Well, see,
severe
that's the
depression, so
thing.
you just reach out, just say hi, anything
Exactly.
small.
That, but that's the thing.
We all need that
We-
beacon
Yes,
to bring
we
us
do,
out of that
but
dark
people
spot.
who are dealing with depression don't always tell people. They hide it. And so that's the thing is you have to really pay attention to your friends and your family and really,
Yes.
really look at them, not just on the outside, but look at how they're acting or the way they're talking or things that they're doing that seem a little out of unusual,
Yes.
not
Out of
normal.
character.
Out of character, yes,
Yes.
thank you. I hate that. You really have to pay attention, and because we're really good at hiding it.
Yes.
So we may be really depressed, but when we see other people, I've talked to guys about this, that I'm just like, hi,
Uh-huh.
even though I feel inside, I'm like, I don't want to be here. You know,
Exactly.
you put on that happy face because you don't want people to know. And so you have to really, really pay attention to your loved ones and notice. For example, I told Bill this, and I was very serious about this. I told Bill, you really have to worry about me if I ever say, I want to get rid of everything. Like, if I start going through things and getting rid of things, because I have a lot of boxes, if I start doing that, that's not a good sign.
Yeah.
That's me fixing things because I'm ready to say, see ya. So if you see me doing that, you know that I'm in a bad place because I'm not. I like hanging on to things. I'm not a hoarder, but we have a lot of boxes of things from my past and the kids and pictures. and-
sentimental.
And,
You're a
you know,
little bit of
and
a hoarder.
albums.
You're a little
No,
bit
not a
of a
hoarder
hoarder.
because my house is, okay.
bit.
My house, can we?
You don't, okay, I'm sorry.
1 second, a hoarder would have boxes all over the middle of the house. Okay, I have boxes in my garage. That's my hoarding. I have things in the garage. As far as my house goes, my house is neat and tight, and I like things. That's one thing he loves about me. Even when we got together, I organize his closet. Like I have a little bit OCD, as you know, and so yeah. So don't say hoarder in that because people think hoarder, they think
No, not
junk
hoarder,
all over the
not
house.
sloppy hoarder, just you
my
don't throw.
I'm just.
away.
I just.
You don't
Well, I
throw
have.
things.
I've
There's
got-
things that are
I've
very
done-
important to
yeah.
her because Gabriel says the same thing.
Yes, yeah.
My craft closet was my crap closet. And I said, no. It's organized.
Yes.
That's my craft items.
Right.
Has
Yes.
it been used in the last 6 months?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Out to the curb.
When in doubt, throw it out.
No, but we're not normal people, though. We have health issues, so that ebbs and flows. I mean, you have to
Yes.
put that.
All right,
take
we'll
that
give
into
him 8 months.
consideration.
8 months, whatever.
But in our situation now, a lot of things in our boxes would be out of boxes if we had our own place.
Larger
Right now, a
place.
lot of things are in boxes because we live somewhere else. We live in
Exactly.
someone else's home, and there's only so many things you can unpack here.
Exactly.
We're basically renting a room and have a few of my own things in here, like this photo, the picture behind me and the candles and the bench. I added a few things in here, but pretty much everything else in the house, it's not our thing. So, it's hard to be in someone else's place where you have to kind of fit in. It's not
Exactly.
like you can just. It's not like you can go home and take off your pants and be like, let it all hang
Yes.
out. You have to still kind of keep most of the buttons buttoned. You
Yes.
can open up a couple, but you can't get completely comfortable. Is
What
what
do you
I'm
let
trying
them
to
hang
say.
out? Have you take off your pants?
I know. That's what happened when she said
I'm just,
that.
I'm just asking what everybody else is wondering.
I was waiting for you to say something.
No, I'm talking about. Well,
I know
I meant
what
to
you
say
mean,
take
but-
off all your
I'm-
clothes. I was trying to, I actually meant to say unbutton your pants, but take off your pants, take everything off, and be naked. Like if I was in my own house, I'd be naked a lot. Is my
Just don't
point.
set me up,
I
can't let some things slide, you know that.
And being in someone else's house,
Just hang,
I don't
that's
feel
it.
like I can. Even in my room, I don't feel like I can be naked.
Yes,
I feel
no.
like I don't feel. I can't explain it. It's just I'm never completely 100% comfortable
Yes, no,
being in
I
someone
get
else's
it.
house.
I get
So
it.
That's
So,
really.
yes. So,
And so, real quick, guys, and each take a turn. what advice would you give to other people who have a spouse, whether it's male or female, just being a spouse to someone who has a fibromyalgia or any chronic illness where they're in pain all the time? What advice would you give?
It's not easy. No, I'm joking. Sorry.
I would say be patient. Be patient and understanding. You know, when they have a flare and they lash out, don't take it personal.
Right.
You know, kick your ego aside and just try to understand your loved one.
Right. That's great.
That's
It's true.
That's great. Wait, what did you say?
Well, one thing that I learned, I probably mentioned this on whatever podcast was on, number 6, was it? Sometimes just allow that person to be sad. You know, your natural
Yeah.
instinct when you have a loved one that says, you know, I'm in pain, I'm hurting, whatever, and you just want to come to their aid, you want to go help them, what can I do, what can I do? Sometimes just leave them alone.
Right.
Sometimes you need to cry. Sometimes you need
Yes.
to be alone and work it out in your head.
Sometimes.
Let you know I'm there for you,
Yeah.
but, you know, don't try to fix every problem.
Exactly. Sometimes fix it
Sometimes just shut up and just, you know what, I'm here, whatever you need.
So you're saying that she's sad, and my husband's saying that I'm grumpy and bitchy. Thanks, guys.
Well, he could have said
not necessarily in those
No, I
words,
know,
but
I know. I'm just teasing
I'm
you
grumpy and
guys.
bitchy too.
I'm just teasing you guys.
I have those moments. So,
So,
I think we
yeah.
all do.
yeah,
No.
absolutely. We all do. We all do. Of course, we're dealing with a little bit extra more, so it maybe
Yeah.
happens more often. But you know, he has his days, and I'm like, and he doesn't realize it sometimes, and he's being,
Yes.
and I'm like, honey, you're really like, oh yeah, I am sorry.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the thing. Don't say you're sorry. Yeah. But sometimes you have to say you're sorry.
There's
you know?
certain situations,
and there's times
yes.
when we're really, one of us are really grumpy for whatever the reason may be, stress or whatever's happening, and you know, and when you realize it, sometimes you don't realize, but later when you realize it, that's the thing. We can tell each other, I'm sorry. Like I realized I was being a bitch, and he'll say, I realized I was being an
Exactly.
asshole, whatever. So I'm sorry with
Exactly.
the language. I usually don't do that. You know, but that's the thing is we can say that. Yes, I know I was. When you realize it later, at the time you're wrapped up in yourself, you don't realize it, you know, or maybe you do, but you just don't care because you're so angry or annoyed or sad or whatever's going on. But the fact that you can later on say, hey, I'm sorry.
It's
that
not
was, you
easy.
know, it's not.
It's not easy, and it's been a very long road for us, but, you know, we're at a really good place now, and it's important to have someone that's supportive.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
that's the bottom line. Somebody, you know, whether, you know, you're a male or you're a female, you need to be supportive of your spouse that has,
Yes,
you know, a
absolutely.
health
It
issue.
goes for
so-
anything, not just fibro, it goes for any illness.
Exactly.
Anything at all.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because you're going through it together. It's not one person's problem.
Absolutely.
It's everyone's problem. So.
Yep.
Before we close, I wanted to say something. One of my very best friends, she lost her father this week. Kelly Kennedy Lane. She lost her dad. She's very close to her parents. Her mom passed away a few years ago, and now her dad has passed away. And his name was Louis, and he was a really sweet guy. I unfortunately didn't really get to meet her mom because we became friends, close friends after. But I've met her dad, and he's really sweet. He was a really sweet man, and it's hard because I don't always have a vehicle to go. You know, we have one car, so sometimes, you know, I want to be there for her, and I can't. And I know that these last few days are really tough for her. I got to see her, and I gave her a little something. That's not important, but I got to see her, and I was just happy to see her and see that she was not okay, but she was dealing. You know, because. She I'm sure was extremely devastated, and when you're that close, you know, losing a family member, anyone is devastating all by itself, but when you're really, really close to someone like she was with her dad, you know, I can't even imagine all that she was dealing with. So I just wanted to say that you're going to be missed, Louis Kennedy and Kelly. I love you with all my heart, and I will always be here for you, and I'll always be here for you. So I just wanted to say that, and just lots of love, sending lots of love your way. Okay, and thank you once again, Gabriel, for joining us, and my love, thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you again
And-
for having me.
And having Christy back makes me very happy.
Next time I'll be rubbing my arm,
It's
and I'll be a little
fine.
more talkative.
It's
and
fine.
no, I'm glad that I was able to make it. And
thank you.
hopefully, once things get settled back down, I can join you a little more
Number
often.
20.
Woot woot! Yay!
All right, as y'all know, you are not alone. Love y'all, love y'all, love y'all, love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. your fault. People talk about these things. They talk about really private, intimate things, you know? So for someone to just treat it as if it's nothing, tell them, oh, what is it? Suck it up, you know, pull up your pants, you know, move on with it, forget about you. It's not that simple.
It's like if you have time to do that, then you have nothing else going on in your life, and that's sad because first of all, you don't even have time to do that. If you have, like, you should be doing something for yourself or have something, you know what I mean, to make your life better or something, some other form, some other activity besides going and bashing people. Those are the saddest people in the world because they have nothing for themselves.
Yeah.
So they have to go. I don't know. I don't know why they do it, but I know that's part of it. Like, to even make time to do something like that is super sad. It's like because you have nothing going on for yourself in your life.